All right, welcome back. I'm back here with Nick Breau, and he's the breakthrough specialist, and we are going to be going over some EFT today on the fear of failure, trying to break through this negative emotion of the fear of failure. So anybody that has experienced the feel of fear of failure or is experiencing it right now, specifically in their life with any regard, this video is going to help you potentially break through that. The hope is that it helps you break through that, lower that fear, and be able to be more empowered, feel more powerful in order to, attack your whatever it is you're doing with vigor and strength and whatnot in your life. So without being paralyzed by that fear. So what I'm going to do is turn the time over to Nick here pretty soon, and he's going to lead us through this EFT practice. If you didn't watch the first video, go back and watch the first video that's just connected to this on this same post, the intro video, which explains a little bit about what we're doing better. Right now, we're going to just jump right into it, and I'm going to let Nick give you a little disclaimer and then go right into it for you. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so as Aaron said, we're going to work on the fear of failure, and make sure you watch the previous video so you know what the tapping points are. And again, if you're somebody who has been diagnosed with PTSD or who is severely emotionally unstable or has suffered from past significant traumas, you may not want to tap online. It may trigger you. And I would rather you work with somebody one-on-one, because by the end of the video, you could actually end up being in worse shape than when you first started. So that's a bit of a disclaimer. So for anybody who's ready to start tapping, here we go. So we'll start with the karate chop point. And simply just repeat after me. Even though I'm really afraid of failing, so afraid I may not even try, so afraid I'm holding myself back, I still fully and completely love myself anyways. And even though trying new things feels dangerous because I might fail, I still fully and completely accept myself anyways. And even though if I try new things, they could go wrong and I could fail big time, so I'm not going to take that risk, but I'm still fully and completely loving and accepting myself anyways. Okay, now up to the eyebrow point. I can't do that, I'll just fail. Again, keep repeating after me, side of the eye. That's just way too risky for me. Under the eye, I'm always going to fail. Under the nose, I'm so afraid to fail. Under your lip, I can't afford to take that risk. Collarbone, because I'm just going to fail. Under the arm, I failed too much already. What if I fail again? Top of the head, things just don't work out for me. I'll probably fail again, just like that one time. Eyebrow point, but what if I choose to take a few tiny risks? Side of the eye, maybe I could even succeed instead of failing. Under the eye, but what if failing wasn't so bad? Under the nose, I've had failures before, maybe they did turn out okay. The chin, maybe I don't have to be afraid after all. Collarbone, maybe I can choose to be okay with failing. Under the arm, maybe failing wouldn't be so bad. Top of the head, maybe I'd end up being successful after all. Eyebrow point, maybe I'll just fail. Side of the eye, or maybe I really can do that. Under the eye, I can't afford to take those risks. Under the nose, or maybe things really will work out for me. Under the lip, I'm so afraid to fail. collarbone point. Maybe I'll end up being successful. Deep breath into the arm. I can't afford to take those risks. Top of the head. Maybe I really can be successful. Okay, deep breath. Excellent, good job.
All right. So is that it for that one?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So what kind of results sometimes happen for people when they go through that? Or what should people expect, or what should they be looking for?
Yeah, usually you might feel a little bit lighter. Some people, when they first try EFT, they have a harder time clearing things, usually because they're in the state of fight or flight.
Okay.
Which is normal. And if you're working with a practitioner, then they would help you get out of that state. So again, if you didn't experience don't feel different, that's okay. You may want to try it again. Something else you can do is, before you start, rank the level of that emotion from 0 to 10. 0 being that emotion is non-existent. 10 being that it's as intense as it's going to get. And then by the time you're done that tapping session, see if that number has dropped, right? That's our goal, is to get that number down to a 0.
So if you're at a 10, if you're super intensely feeling this fear of failure when you start that, you rank yourself as a 10, and then afterwards you're at like a 6 or 7, maybe it's diminished. That's great, right? Progress. And then what would you say to somebody after that?
So if you were working directly with a practitioner, we would look for other aspects. So sometimes your fear of failure could be linked to, low self-worth, right? So if we tap it down, maybe it would tap down to a 6. If you're at a 6, maybe we do another round, maybe get it down to a 4. If we do another round and it stays at a 4, we know, okay, well, maybe there's another aspect we need to look at.
Okay.
And then we see if any other emotions come up during that tapping. And if so, then we look at those aspects and we start working on those aspects.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like you're playing Jenga with your emotions, right? You're pulling one emotion out at a time, hoping for that tower to fall over.
You're wanting the tower to fall over.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And in this case, if somebody's just doing this video and they get down from a 10 to a 6 or a 6 to a 4, they can go through the video again, do the exact same process, and it may lower more, and then they might find themselves not getting it all the way down, or they may. It just depends on what's really going on in each individual person. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Every person is different. Every person has different emotions going on that are all interlinked.
Yeah.
So sometimes you only need to clear 1 to have a big shift. Other times you need to clear 5 or 6.
Cool. Well, that's great. I'm looking forward to hearing the feedback from everybody. So everybody watching this or listening or tuning in, go ahead and leave us a comment or shoot me an email at aaron@trulyamazinglife.com. I'd like to hear your feedback, your results, or if you didn't get any results and you're just confused, let me know so we know how we can help clarify, or we can know how we can really just assist you better. Our goal is to help to break through these limiting beliefs and to clear out these negative emotions that are blocking you. So the more feedback you can give us, the more that's going to allow us to help you. So thank you for tuning in today. Nick, do you have anything final to say here before we wrap up this one and move on to the next one in a few days?
Yeah, if there's anybody in your community that is dealing with anxiety or fear issues, I'm hosting a free webinar tomorrow night, Tuesday the 19th, I believe. And the website, or the URL to sign up for that is thebreakthroughspecialist.com/anxiety solution.
Okay.
And that's a free webinar. I'll be talking about anxieties and fears and the real way or the real solution to dealing with those issues. Cool. And I'm going to be offering some discounted prices on anxiety signups, as well as people who want to come work with me on the things that we talked about this week.
Nice. Sounds cool. So go to thebreakthroughspecialist.com/anxiety. What?
Anxiety solution.
Anxiety solution. Thebreakthroughspecialist.com/anxiety solution. I'll include a link here below this video so that you can get that. It'll only be available tomorrow, the 19th of, is that the 18th of February tomorrow? Yeah, it's the 18th. It's Tuesday.
Sorry, yeah, Tuesday the 18th, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
All right, sounds good. So we'll put a link to that, and we'll see you in the next video.